Hey there, in this video we'll be building a flower garden. I love flowers and I think it does fit in our Hello Kitty village. I think this is a really easy to design and it doesn't block any of our character views. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started. And be sure to stay tuned to the very end of this video. I'm going to show you a sneak peek of what I've changed to this world so far. Our village is coming along. Alright, so we're going to start building this garden. It is going to be lower, so I don't have a lot of fencing and stuff like that, just mostly a wall, which we're going to start building first. You're going to decide where you want at least one of the gates to be, or at least the entrance. So I did place a wall here. You can use any color, any type you want. And then we're going to leave 3 space in between, and then another wall, and then place your lanterns on top, and that would be a decent entrance to start with. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and start outlining the mossy blocks. I am going to start breaking 5 underneath the wall there. Place that down, and you're essentially going to make a 5x5 block and just outline underneath. You don't want to break the center just yet, so I'm just going to do this. All right, and then this would be complete. So from here, I am going to start building my blocks, and from this side we are going to start placing our blocks here. I'm going to start to the left. I'm going to go 1 2 3 4 5 6 and then 7. On the 7 block we're going to bring it down by 4. 1 2 3 4. So now we're going to start placing our other stone wall here. I'm going to go the wall, and we're going to go 1 2 3, skip, place the another wall down, and then we're going to continue and do the 5 outline again. We just need to count 5 blocks. That might have been 6. I'm going to replace this down here. Do this. Break that down, and then you're just going to place this out. And the reason why I'm doing this, I'm just outlining what it would look like first, and then it'll be easier to go back in and decorate. So I'm going to go ahead and place the lanterns on here, and then we're going to go ahead and count our 4 blocks again using the moss block. We're going to go 1 2 3 4 5. All right, and then from there I'm going to go and turn this way so that it's going to wrap around. We're going to add 4 1 2 3 4, and then 5 6. All right, and then you're going to go ahead and do the stone brick wall again. Skip 3 and then do that. You can absolutely just continue on by just adding more mossy block. Right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and then 7, and then 1 2 3 4 5, and then you have your wall here right there. 5 3 in between the wall there, and then you go 1 2 3 4 5, and then go 1 2 3 1 2 3. I'm just gonna go back and fill out the moss block down here. Just make sure that is broken. Whoops. I like this pattern. I think it works really well. You kind of see I was planning before. Go ahead and place this down, and then do the other one over here. So this should give us a decent setup to do the entrance. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and then continue on. Alright, if you notice, I did break the blocks down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making a pathway. So in the corner will be oak leaves, and then in the center will be the azalea leaves, just like so. And then in the middle here, I'm just going to add the sea lantern and then glass on top. So it's kind of like a carpet sort of pattern. Repeat that on the other side. So I'm just going to knock these out. Replace the center with the sea lantern. Put the glass on top, and then corner is oak. You can absolutely change the oak to something else. And then right here, I'm just going to place the azalea leaves just like that. And then same over here. This one might be a little bit bigger than it should. Make sure I fix that. Go middle, corners, and then the wall right there. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this right here. Glass, and then that would be the moss block. Okay. Last one on this side would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Break all of them. So these should be in the center. I think that was just there. And then we're going to go ahead and place oak in the corners, azalea leaves in the center, and then the sea lantern and the glass. So everything comes together now. So this would be the outline of your garden. Everything looks really good, really simple. All right, so you can see from up top, this is the pattern. It's sort of a floral pattern on each entrance, and we can start filling out the corners and everything. For flowers, you can decide what you want after, but I am going to be using azalea leaves on the edge over here just to add some distinct colors. You can also use the cherry blossom, but we're gonna probably be planting a lot of cherry blossom trees in here sooner or later, so I'm just gonna do along the 4 blocks right here on all 4 sides, so that it start looking like this, and then we can start filling out the other items. So I know it's a little bit harder for you to see, but we are going to start breaking the center. So you're going to have the center block right around here. It's a little bit harder to see, but what you can do is just kind of look at the sea lantern where it is, and then you're going to start breaking sort of a square shape for now. Go ahead and break that, and then we're going to break another one on either side. So that's a 5 by 3 block. All right, and then we're going to make the border of this the mossy block. So just go ahead and do this, and we'll knock that out. Do this right here. Makes it a lot easier for me to see. All right. Right, now I'm going to start adding the cherry blossom in the corner, like so. Add the azalea leaves next to that on either side. And then I'm just going to go ahead and place the sea lantern down here with the glass on top. I'm just going to do this glass on top just like that. And then I'm also going to be replacing these with the azalea so it looks a little bit cuter. Just like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring that out and cover the last 2 with azaleas. I'm going to zoom out for you to see just a second. So we repeated that like mossy outline across the sides like that. It's 5 blocks long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up here it should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then inside I just added cherry blossom leaves in the corner just to add a little bit of pizzazz. And then the same glass sea lantern situation, and I'm using green just so it blends in, and that gives us some lighting as well. So from here you're pretty much done with a lot of the blocks except for the leaves. I'm going to start putting these other ones away for now, and then I'm going to start grabbing my flowers. You can absolutely use whatever you want, but I am going to use the taller ones for this example. I'm going to use the rose bush, the lilac, and the peonies, and then you can also use a lot of the tulips as well. I like tulips just because it has like multiple colors of the same type, so I'm going to go ahead and grab those, white and pink. You could use whatever you think works best. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to start placing some rose bushes on the side. So to figure out where you're going to place your rose bushes, I'm actually going to start over here. This is where I'm going to be placing 2 tulip flowers. It's going to be red right here, 1, 2, and then I'm going to place the leaves right there, and then you're going to make like a circle or a square just like so. So from the azalea leaf blocks, and you're just going to repeat that over here as well, but instead of that I'm going to use the white one. 1, 2, and then go ahead and mark out the shape of that circle there. And if you don't need to place the tulip down, you're just gonna see where it needs to be, which is from here. From the azalea leaves, we're just gonna go back 1, and then we're gonna make that circle shape. So if you haven't guessed already, in here will be roses, and I'm also going to use roses on the other corner. I just like roses a little bit more, but you can actually just replace it all with peonies if you want, or lilacs, whichever works best. Put the peonies over here, and then the lilacs over here. All right, and then on the outer edges of the bush, I'm just going to go place some tulips down. I think that looks good, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that all the way around, and over here it's gonna be the red tulips to match the roses a little bit. So go ahead and wrap it like a circle, bring that around, and then over here would be the pink tulip for the peonies. Continue all the way through, and then lastly the red tulip. So I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, I'm going to change this into orange tulips just to give it a little bit more color. Bring that over. I think orange is close, so I think that should be okay. So you're going to see how the floral kind of looks along all of this right here. I think the garden itself looks good like this, and you can kind of see like I made it lower so that we can still see all of our Hello Kitty and Friends character. I think that's the best part about it. It's not, you know, covering anything. It's a decent sort of town center experience for this village. So next I'm going to do is see if I can add some picnic tables or even some lounge chairs. I think lounge chairs work a little better. And the type of wood wise, you use any color that you think would match. You can absolutely make it like a contrast sort of situation, but I'm thinking the warped items look pretty good. I think that's like a fun, unique take on that. I'm going to use some trapdoors, some stairs, some slabs, and a sign if you can. Let's see if I can search the word sign. And then we're going to go ahead and complete this build with the last step here. Because this side is a little bit longer, you can see there's a little bit more gap here. I'm thinking I'm just going to add the lounge chairs right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just place it on the azalea like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then behind that, I'm just going to add a lounge chair by just adding the staircase on the back. So you kind of see if I pull back, it does look like a lounge situation. But to make it look a little bit more authentic, right, you can add some signs on the side. I think just one on each side is good. So it kind of forces everybody to hang out. 4 should be good, but you can add more if you want. And then on the back of this, just to give it a little more fun to this, I'm just going to add the trapdoor on the back since we do have room on this side here. And if you want, you can add a table on the side if you want, or even in the center, you know, whatever works in your experience here. But I find that this is a really cute and small garden, flowering garden. You can also replace this with like maybe some actual garden, so maybe you can put some wheat in here if you want, or some potatoes or carrots alongside the flowers. But I think flowers are always fun, and then it does look good with all the backdrops here. So you're gonna see next to Hello Kitty, next to pompompurin, Melody, that's keroppi over there, and then keroppi's on this side with cinnamoroll. I think it does kind of work in this landscape. I know we don't have a lot of buildings and everything yet, but I'm hoping that once we add a little bit more into this village, it comes together gracefully. So in the last episode, I did show that I did build this heart. If you want to see this design in a video, let me know. I think this does fit in the theme, and I haven't decided what's inside here yet. Maybe it's a version of a lighthouse. I think that's okay for now. And then I did terraform a little bit, but really all I did was just flatten this entire area. I believe it was like at least 2 tall. And if I were to build a flower garden on top of that, it just wouldn't work, because then you can't see any of our characters when you're walking around. I want to build it so that it's walkable and, you know, an experience. And so I did kind of block off most of it. So everything looks really plain and really boring. And it's not supposed to be like that. I think the long-term goal is to make it so that it feels more homey as a village and more cute. If you do play like Hello Kitty Island Adventure, like that one, just much more fun to look at. And so that's what I'm doing here, just planning some pathways. Really just took a shovel and just mapped everybody's houses together, all the buildings together. No rhyme or reason yet, just making sure it looks good. And in our last video we did build a bridge. What I did here was upgraded the bridge a little bit. If you want to see that in a short, I absolutely can upload that, but this one I just made it so that it kind of has like a 2 level and it doesn't really block any of the characters, so that does work. Bridge itself is still functional and still mostly the same design. I just added a second layer. And pretty much I think in future videos I want to build sort of like a fishing deck for him. In the Adventure Island, he does do more of the fishing there. Maybe add the other characters as well somewhere over here, but I did notice that we are on an island, so I'm thinking perhaps we can make this sort of a port somewhere, or maybe build a bridge to the other worlds and have like a gate situation. But I do have some plans for the village and I am excited. So if you have been watching this far along, I appreciate it. So thank you.